I just gonna do a little social networking crapola. I should have ate something. All right, a little bit. We're gonna muck about with some foam clay. Start work on a little pair of not earrings, wings. It makes more sense. And I might try and muck about with making a little body, a little tail. I think the last time after I had the wings done, I after I had the wings done, I did a body, but I think I'll do another experiment this time and see if I like it or not. Also got Holden here with me. I don't think you can see him down in my lap down there. He settled down and took a seat since I was leaning back. And now that I'm talking to myself, he's looking up at me. Hi, bud. Wish I could just think type. I guess I need a chip jack in my head with Bluetooth. I think we'll probably be here until about 8:30. I didn't eat anything, which is not a great move. Da, 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 da. And one more. All right. Whew. All right, let's take down our logo and I'll be here soon. All right, kitty, I gotta get you down off my lap. Your human will be home shortly. All right, I didn't pay attention if I kicked my cameras around at all before I started this. Yeah, looks like we're good. So let's move this little dragon out of the way. Sculpting tools aside for a little bit. These are the two wings I did. Impressions of the front of wings. Since I was doing foam clay, the back of the critter is irrelevant. So basically, we're gonna see if I want to use this. Do I have another spool of wire? This is a wire I'm not a fan of, so I won't name it. I should have the other wire around here. It's all that prep I do. All right, let's see what we have. Oh, we do have some other thin wire. We'll use this. This is the stuff I usually use. I tried this. I tried something new. Didn't work out. All right. So we're gonna fill these both with some foam clay, which I have sitting over there. Excuse me. Then I'm gonna let that sit for 24 hours before I pop it out of the mold. And then we'll let it air dry a little bit more, and we can also push it around still. Like I can bend the wire and shape the wing. Maybe I'll show that over the weekend. I don't know what's going on this weekend. All right, so missing some wire cutters. Well, oh, this will work, I guess. So I'm gonna bend this back so I can still use it. I don't need to waste it. And there's a dog barking. All right, so basically I'm just gonna bend this wire to fit inside here. And we're gonna give myself a little extra. Last couple experiments, I spooled this Just rolled it around and don't know if I'll be doing that the same way since I'm trying a different way with the wings and the body. What I'm doing is a foam clay version. Drop my wire. Foam clay version of the little bat-winged eyeball familiar that I think I've showed once or twice. He's back here. Tried to do it in silicone, didn't work out. This little piece here is from the mold pour. I mean, the mold worked, but it's just too heavy. So, I don't know what's going on with the dogs. Might have been somebody delivering something. All right. So I'm gonna put some foam clay in here, then I'm gonna put the wire into it and then put more foam clay. Do a little sandwich. But we're gonna bend this wire first. Huh, misjudged that. Hey, like that. Do that to this other mold I have over here. The other wing. Doing this will let me bend the wings a tiny bit. Now foam clay does eventually dry completely. It becomes hard. But this lets you kind of, before it dries out completely and hardens, you can bend the wing, curve it a little bit. And technically, I think I've heard people say that they have soaked the foam clay in water so that they could bend it. So, I don't know. I have not tried that myself. So we're gonna fill these and then set them aside. Old water. Set them aside. And then we'll probably muck about, see about doing a little head with an eyeball. So let's get this wire out of here. I don't know why that dog's barking. All right, so don't know how many people are familiar with foam clay, but you can buy a slightly smaller container. You can buy a bigger container of it. It dries by ear. I've used it for a couple of things in the past. Let's see how this goes. Gotta make sure you close it up again. Close your bag, because it'll dry out. Oops. that around a little bit. Hmm. How's that? Probably could go up a little. Maybe not. All right, so we're gonna just start off with this. We're gonna put a little thinner layer in here right now. And you can push the foam clay around. I have my sculpt here, so it's gonna pick up all the lines I have. Now, when I did this sculpt for the wing, I did not have the intent of using it for foam clay. If I had, I would have over exaggerated everything on it because foam clay also shrinks when it starts to dry out. So I would recommend over sculpting it, which when I do the eye, body, and a little tail, you can't tell. Maybe you can tell there's a little tail sculpted here. When I do that, I'll do a little sculpting and I'll try and over sculpt it because as it shrinks, the detail shrinks, lessens. So, all right. So I got a base layer of material in here for the wings, and I want to push it all down so it gets into this mold. And we're going to take the piece of wire and put it in the clay. Then we're going to take more air clay, put it right over top of it, and kind of sandwich the wire. I'm going to make this side a little thicker. And this does let you push it around. If I wanted to, I could do a little fake sculpt on this side. Not a fake sculpt, but since I'm not really doing any kind of design or anything back here, if I wanted to, I could take my sculpting tools and kind of over exaggerate the fingers on the wing and all that kind of stuff. And you can kind of just feather it into the other foam clay you got there. I by no means am an expert with this stuff. I know some people use it for making cosplay stuff as well. Alright, so if I wanted to, I could try and add like a dent here and here to look like the fingers on the other side. I could come down to here and feather that out. I don't think I've really done this on any of the other, I think I've done 3 of my little eyeballs in foam clay. I don't think I've done any of them, the back of any of them. And you can just try and put some fake folds in the leather of the wing. Same thing here, just put some fake wing folds. So there's one. Gonna let this thing dry. What have I done there? There. So let's do wing number 2. That might be enough. I might not have to dip back into the bag, but same thing. We got this wire already shaped, so we're going to put a thinnish layer and imprint into the sculpt. And then we're going to put the wire, and then we're going to sandwich it. Sandwich it. Push that in there. Might need a little more. Yeah, I'll probably have to double dip. I gotta go back in the bag anyhow if I'm gonna sculpt the eyeball. I can just drop that there and then I can push it around in here. Get it down into the tip of each wing. Yeesh, you scared me, cat. And then you want to push it down into the mold. So it gets the imprint of the sculpt. And again, take this and just push it into the clay a little bit. I kind of have it a little too close there, so that'll work. And then we'll push it over top of the wire. And then we're gonna do our double dip here. Grab a little more clay to fill that up a little more. Another nice thing about the foam clay is you don't have to wear gloves. All right, that's probably going to be enough for backfilling over here. And roll it out and then flatten it out. Maybe I should move this back farther. It's weird that it doesn't want to stay up. I don't know. Let's just put this down here. And then we'll push it around and push it down. And we'll do what we did last time. Take the thumb of the wing and we'll just draw a couple of lines for a finger there. And we'll do it again for a finger here. And then we'll do that. And that. How's that look? And then we're gonna push this all away from the fingers. I'll just use my fingers to do that. And then we'll do the little fabric fold lines, which again, if I do these shallow, they're gonna mostly disappear. If I wanted to, I could get a pointier tool, make these go down a little deeper. They won't disappear as much. I have a cat trying to find a way to leap into my lap. So there we go. Here's the other one. So tomorrow it'll be dried enough. This will still be soft. I mean, this will be dry. The other side will still be a little soft where it didn't get exposed to the air. Hello. I wasn't talking to you. The other side will still be damp. The side with the image. But this side will be started to dry. It'll be dry enough to hold its shape, and I'll be able to pop it off of there and let the other side dry. What can I help you with, Holden Clawfield? I got stuff I'm trying to do, bud. You can't just jump in my lap willy-nilly. All right, taking you down again, bud. Oh. Hey, go down that way. All right, so I got an eyeball back here. I glued it a little bit before I started the live. Should be dried enough for me to cut it out of the paper. There we go. I was going to do a yellow one, but I just went with a little red dragon eye that I have that I use for some things. All right, so basically this eye is going to get used instead of this eye. Which this eye just pops right out of this. That's what it was designed for. It wasn't designed for these eyeballs, so that one sits back inside of it a little too much. But, so what we're going to make now is this body part. And we're just going to encase this eyeball inside of it. I think the last couple of times when I made these, I sculpted the wings into it. So the wings were already a day old or so, 2 days old probably. We're going to experiment and try something different and know what's going to happen. So basically we're going to take the air clay and do that with it. I've only done this, maybe it's only twice. Hey bud, I'm busy. And my original model, which was done in monster clay, I think, so it's long gone. I think one version I sculpted feet. I didn't like the feet, so I just went like a snake bottom, kind of coming off the back of the ball and then wrapped it around, which I think is what we're going to try and do now. But I kind of need to get this shaped down, and I'm really just using my fingers. And I think the good thing about the foam clay is if I was not liking what I was doing, and I could just start over. Once it's hardened, then you're pretty much done. I think that's going to be good enough shaped body. I do have a couple other scale tools I think I might use to try and put scales on this guy. I do think I'm going to try and put a little bit of an eyelid on it. Anna, we'll see. When I try to put the wings on, you can add air clay on top of other air clay and kind of try and work it in. I'll probably do that. Right now, I think I'm going to do, we got this like back of the eyeball here. We're going to do the snake tail off of that, I think. This one actually has like a scorpion dagger on it, which if I wanted I could try and do that again. Ooh, what happened to this head? He fell over. Let's see. I'm just going to roll it out. I might not bother with the snake part, or I mean the stinger part, the scorpion stinger. I don't know. So, again, just from my little minimal experimenting, I just kind of like made a little socket to put this other piece into, and I'll push them together. And yes, I know what it looks like. Hold on just a moment. All right, I'm back. I get to make a I stepped away text. All right, so we got this tail I started to attach to here with this foam clay. So I'm just gonna work back and forth on this. The other thing with foam clay is if I leave this here, it's gonna get that flat spot on it. The last time I used one of my painting, ugh, last time I made one of these, I let it dry inside one of these, and it kept the curved bottom. But this time, with the way I'm doing the tail, I'm not sure I'm going to need to do that, but might as well clean some paint out of these. May as well. This is my clean the paint palette tool. Not so much, but they're solid steel tools. They can take the, I'm not going to finish the word because then a famous last word will be, it can't take it. All right. But one of the reasons I did that was because if, oh, you can tell now how it flattened out just from me leaving it there. If I put that in here, it would keep the curve of this. So, but I think we're gonna take this tail anyhow and wrap it around like this. Now with the original one, this guy again, I made the tail wrapping around, and where's the knife? Let's get rid of some of this silicone. I made it knowing I wanted to mold it so the tail is really wrapped tight around there. And then this is a little spot was to put a magnet in, which is still what I'm going to do with this guy. He's going to get a magnet down in the bottom. But I'll probably just leave this like this. Oh, you can already see how it stuck. So it, when I went to pull it away, it, and now tip of the tail's back here. If I wanted to, I could add a little add that scorpion stinger there. I could just make a quick one. Let's see. I don't think I did a scorpion tail on the other ones. Little stinger. That fell. Maybe I will. Leave it like that. So, now, if I look back at this sculpt, I really didn't do much with the top of the model. And the tail really did cover the very bottom of the eyeball. There's the wings coming to the back. So when I get those wings done in a couple days, this weekend, I'll be able to stick the wire into here. And then sculpt a little bit more of the arm and whatnot. This is another reason why my experiment with the silicone didn't quite work. You can see the metal armature wire, because there is armature wire in this, so I can bend it. It's all the way down to there. If I wanted to, I could make it look like it's blocking the sun. So, yeah, it was another experiment, which always cost a little. All right. So let's put this over here. I have some scale tools that I haven't used for a little while, like this guy. If I wanted to, I could, oops, wrong way, go that way with the scale tool. I could punch these in. Might as well. We'll do a little experiment. This clay is kind of a pain in the ass to actually sculpt with. But I'm going to use the chaos of the material and the way it flows. And we'll see what happens with them when the air dry happens. Like I said, the air dry is going to happen, and it's going to, oh, that's where the scorpion stinger is. It's going to shrink all the details. Now, it's not going to do the type of shrinkage where it's going to screw with the eyeball, but, all right, let's try and do it backwards now. It's a little hard to use this scale tool the way I am using it now, but let's see. I'm going to start up here. I'm going to go with one of, we will see what we get. This is a tool I got, whoa, ow, from, oh, I can't read the name anymore on it. But she makes stop motion dolls, stop motion figures for something like that. More Z More. I believe that's where I got these from. More Z More. All right, so the weird properties of the foam clay is just that it just moves really easily. Even with my hand, my fingers over here on the other side, still messing up the pattern. See here? So it is highly pain in the ass-ish. But I'm going to just try my best. I'm going to try and hold it like this because I'm not putting any scale on the top or bottom. It's just I'm not used to working with this stuff. Oh. It's not horrible. And since this stuff is, since the scales are going to really fade a lot, we'll see what it looks like. We'll keep this scorpion stinger over here. Maybe we'll paint that red later. All right, I'm gonna do something else here. Yeah, it's a really great instruction. I'm gonna do something else here. I was gonna try and do like an eyelid, but this is all actually very first time thing with me. with this material. I'm going to try and remember to hold the figure with a pinch like that. And I don't want to pinch it hard either, because then it's gonna. Did notice I got the eyeball a little sideways, but you can roll with that in this fantasy critter. He doesn't have to be sitting perfectly with his eyeball up and down. He could be looking a little sideways. I'm gonna put some lines in here. I don't think this tool is going to work very well in foam clay. But let's see. Yeah, nah. Let's see. Yeah. This is what I'm looking for. So we're just going to put a couple of lines on top of the figure. Add a little texture. I don't think my texture tools are going to do anything inside foam clay either, but yeah. I mean, it does, but you got to push hard, and it's very shallow. So, I don't know. We'll see. That's kind of weird. That's not horrible. It's weird. Weird is good. So the plan tomorrow will be, this cabochon is shallow. It only comes about to here. So I got plenty of material here to push those metal wires in. If I wanted to, I could take the wire and I could kind of prep it by poking a hole here. See the way the foam clay sticks to it. And do the other hole there for the wing. And let's see, what else could we do? Maybe I'm going to use a piece of fatter wire. Hold that, please. Let's see if I have a piece of scrap wire in here. No, I do not. I don't want to get up. Let's see, what's this armature over here? Ah, this is an armature body I have made. All I want is this piece here to put right in there. There. That kind of poked through down here. It's fine. I'm going to eventually have a magnet down in there. Use some barge cement to get that stuck in there. But I think that's kind of it. I mean, I've already lost a lot of the detail on that. But that's all right. This is an experiment again. Somebody picked up the last one at the Ohio Renaissance Festival, so let's hold it up here. Very similar. All right, gotta move him someplace safe to dry. And let's just take this piece that you got left over, just put it back in your bag of air clay. And then I usually kind of do that. Try and push the air out, then I do the Ziploc. I think there's one time where I did not Ziploc properly, but luckily I only had a really tiny bit of air clay in there. I still might have the bag around here somewhere. But that's it. Air clay. All done. Ding dong. Ding dong. Ugh. I don't think we've actually had anybody leave a comment. 2 views, no viewers. Eh. 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 Let me grab my keyboard. And then we're going to do work on him. Finish him off, I think. I am much happier with what I did on the face. I think I still would like to make it fatter here and here, but I don't know. Oh, brother. You just need love today, huh? Oops. I'm assaulted. Your human's home. I heard them get home. Did you move my microphone? I don't think anybody can hear me now unless I yell. Thank you. So Holden's here helping again. Thank you. Thank you again. Must you? Gotcha. You just moved my microphone again. I'm still here. We don't really have a lot of control boundaries with our cats and dogs. Damn it. Great. No, it's totally off. Nobody can hear me again. I have to fix that. All right, there we go. I'm knocking you on the floor. Go upstairs, get pushy with the other people. I'm trying to do something here. Meow. All right, good boy. Thanks for caring about me. I'm taking you down, down now. All right, let me get back to kicking your butt off of here. All right, go. Thanks for playing along. Come on, go. It's nobody's fault but somebody else's that I allow him to do whatever the hell he wants. All right, so let's get refreshed with this model and where I left off. I did start texturing it. These guys, their jaws are a little square, a little more square, like right where the, can you see him? Yeah, you can see him back there. top of the jaw is more, it's harder right here. So it's more like Sculpty firm. I should have had some of this sitting on top of my lamp. Warming up. I also did my mold. I poured part B tonight, and I did end up having enough of silicone, so I didn't quite need to spend the money on more silicone. But since I did, I might look at doing a couple other models that I have done, even though I don't know. It was a price that went up another 20%. So, all right, this is warm up. It's a little easier to push around, so I can maybe show a comparison and see if I like what it is. Is my live even live? I guess it is. It says 2 views. I mean, somebody out there randomly had it show someplace. Boo, 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 boo. Ooh, that's loud. That's something. Hold on. It's all right. It's my own finger and it's my mouth. I can do that. Just don't put your finger in other people's mouth. Yeah. Honey roasted nut scraps I had stored in my gum line. Crap. All right. I feel like I need to get a third monitor. Overdue crap. Oh yeah, cheek. See if I can show myself. That might make me a little happier. I'm not quite sure. Because he still does have that chin thing going on there. Come out of your mug there, mister. Same thing. I'm not sure that's really what I want to do. Pop that off. I think we're just going to keep that. All right, let's look for the textures I want out of these tools from, these are from YK Studio. These are from Abicadabra, maybe? That. I think that's enough. And my sandpaper. Hey, Rich. What are you not working? The shop closed? Uh-huh. It really should, when somebody leaves a comment, I'm noting on YouTube Lives that they don't give you a clue as to what time somebody left the message. So I could have been looking away from the screen for I don't know how long. and then just glance and say, "Oh, somebody said something." Oh, I hope you had a good day. I hope you had a good day inking people. Thank you, Rich. My plan for this uh, head is to do a silicone mold, and then I'm going to do silicone castings. It's not going to be solid silicone. I mean, I could do solid silicone, but I think it's going to do silicone skin. And I bought some expanding foam material that I'm going to try out also. So I've used one other time, I think it was a different brand, but we'll see how it goes with this one. But I already bought the materials, so I need to finish this model so I could do that. Oh, nice, 4-hour tattoo. I know that's a good dollar. Looking for this. I don't know why I was looking behind me. So I think we're gonna push some of this clay around a little bit so I can use the tool a little easier to put some texture down here. Like that. This is the tool that kind of does a, I guess it really does like a skinish type pattern. And I got this guy. I'm gonna roll him a couple times. I'm gonna roll him on this chin. This does some deeper lines, and it also is. Oh, I know what I could compare it to, but it would only work for somebody who has seen uh, uh, Game of Thrones. That stone skin. That's kind of what this one looks like. When people get I think it was called Stone Men, wasn't it? Or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if. Oh, let me move my screen so I can see my cameras again. What's happened? There we go. Now I can see my screen. I'm gonna try and bring that to the screen to show the skin texture. See if it shows up. We're back here. Down here is that skin texture. Up here I have like 3 different textures going on. Uh, yeah, I in one of the sculpting forums or sculpting groups that I'm in. Actually, I think I saw them before they posted that they were making them. But I think these ones are from somebody, Abby Cadabra, and I think I bought 3 originally, and I liked them. They're a little easier to use on like polymer clay because the polymer clay is softer. And if I had, you know, where's the soft monster clay? This is the soft monster clay. So, I mean, they really would work really good on soft monster clay too. So if I just roll it like that, it does a really cool pattern. This is monster clay hard. So you gotta, if it was softer, if I put it underneath like this light up here I have, if I put it on there, under there for a little while, this would get a little softer. And these tools wouldn't require as much pushing. And then these texture balls, I got probably, it might be 2 years ago now. I've been using these for a little while with monster clay or epoxy clay, or not epoxy clay, polymer clay. I have stayed away from using these type of things on epoxy clay because if the epoxy gets into any of these nooks and crannies, they're used. I think those balls are from the same people that made this, which says YK Studio. This is a pour texture for like your top of your hands. So where's the soft clay? So mixing it with other texturing processes. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous quick, but mixing it with other texturing processes and stuff, it does a pretty good skin pores for like on the top of your hands or facial pores. I have a couple of different pore textures that, this one's another one. And my sandpaper disc is also another skin texture. I have a cut piece so that I can push it like under the nose. Or I can roll it. So I have a couple of different can't think of what the hell you call it with the grain, the grit. Whew. Good God, I'm glad I thought of it. I have a couple of different grit sandy discs for my Dremel, and I just also keep 1 or 2 in here for when I'm sculpting. So I think this guy is pretty close to making me happy. Yeah, I'm of the mind of more weapons in the arsenal, the better. Versus this is the tool I use, and it's the only tool I use. Oh, I know, I do need to do a little texturing inside the ears. Let's see, what do we have to add some Let's see. I know I haven't tried all of her texture tools. I don't know what the hell this one looks like. What did I just do? Don't want to. This soft. I don't know what the hell this one looks like. Let's take a look. I don't know what I would use that for. It's kind of interesting though. Almost looks like a little brain on top of the sculpting stick. Nope. Are you coming back again? You've made way too many visits to the sculpting adventure, buddy. You've been here too often tonight. No. Let's get out of here. Go bother the people upstairs. Oh, attacked. Go bother the people upstairs. You just moved my mic again. Thank you. Go. Oh. Let's see what other interesting textures in here that I could try for inside that ear. That almost looks like a leather if you stack it on top of itself. Looks like you kind of create like a leather look. I'm sure they had all sorts of uses written down for them. I think we're going to try this one that did like the leatherish pattern. Oh, cat's going crazy. Just going to try and push it around on the inside of the ear. And that line I have there, it's a little too good. By a little too good, I mean I saw a really hard edge on it. It's not bad. All right, gonna do the same thing on this side. Just use this and kind of go up inside the ear a little bit. And then, oops, bring it down. I don't think I have seen that. What is it? Lord of the Rings? Is that what that? Making of videos? There is another FX guy. His company used to be called, well, it still is Brick in the Yard, but he doesn't have his store anymore and he's not selling. He's just kind of doing videos right now. Um, but he had a shop for 20 some years. And he just closed it toward the end of last year. He had a really good video that was kind of explaining skin textures, and uh, I have the materials, uh, uh, the additives that they add into the silicone to add like depth into the actual silicone itself. Um, I'm horrible at airbrushing, but this was to get the base skin and to add just a translucence to the skin tone and there's some red. I don't know how you would explain it's almost like a flock and a flesh tone flock that you add to the clear silicone that you also kind of do a very slight tint to. Um, but those two flocks add the color and the depth. It's kind of interesting. Since this guy's going to possibly be flesh tone, I might experiment and see if I can do that again. But that's been probably 5 years since I've messed around with that. And that was a one time messing around with it. All right. Oh, let me get rid of this soft. I don't want to get it mixed in with the other type of monster clay. So I am just looking at it, trying to see if I need to balance the face again. This eyelid is a little thicker than the other one. Sometimes it's hard for me to talk and sculpt at the same time. All right, so I'm just pushing this monster clay down a little bit to try and get the eyelid to match over here a little better. Which I know that first push it was not going to do it. It was really just to get me some material to. Yeah, that helped. It's just silly little slight tweaks. All right. I think I'm going to do a little skin line down here. Do it on that side. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, sometimes. Uh, when I was sculpting Monday, I was going cuckoo with what, a jawline? I don't remember. So I brought up a quick jawline reference, even though these guys really aren't like the guy back here. They're not human. They're like squatter, fatter human. And I think with the way I have his jawline still, he's supposed to kind of be a copy of these guys, which you do see. But his jawline is still a little off. Like, but I was okay with that. I debated that when I started to do my sculpting part. Yeah, I do. And Google helps a lot more now than when we were kids and we had to get books to get references, which I still have a whole hell of a lot of draping and muscle and bones, and I have all those books somewhere over on the other side of the basement on a shelf. Yeah, now I can Google baby face. Like when I was working on, oh, this guy. I hadn't done a baby face in a long, long time. So I was having a big pain in the ass trying to get it to look like a babyish face. So I had to bring up baby face references, which now brings up the singer Babyface. But you scroll through Babyface and to get to Baby Faces, it works. So put that back up there. I think I have another one too that I was doing kind of like a baby face. Whoa. Yeah, it was this one, which I didn't continue on. Instead, he turned into I sculpted him into like it's kind of babyish, but I was trying to make it look like either he was waking up or he was drunk. I suppose you could choose. But it's been so long since, when I do this kind of face, I can rough it out in easily an hour. I could sit down and do a face and get the basic structure of what I want. Uh, but like if I tried to do a feminine face right now, since I've been doing like these type of faces for so long, it would be a huge pain in the ass to reprogram my hands and start doing a feminine face, which I should probably do as like a what do they call it when you try to do something to get back into the habit of it or get it back. I can't think of it. But even these faces are larger than most of the faces I've done since I'm trying to get some art dolls done. And I'm trying to, like, this guy was another experiment face. And I made his lower lip really big, like the guy from Sling Blade. But I wanted to have him skinnier, and there's this guy back here, which I need to get to work on. Oh man, I don't understand why. I attached these with barge cement, which normally, actually no, is this E6000? This is E6000. They're not sticking. This angers and displeases me. Where's his other shoe? So now I gotta figure out how to get these shoes to stay in place. I might drill this hole out bigger, bend this, and use epoxy clay. I really do need to get cracking on these. Lame. But, alright. The least fun part of it is, for me, is making clothing. I'm gonna see if this guy's shoes are gonna fall off or if... Yeah. Yeah, they did. Yeah. Yeah. What's going on there? Alright. Well, that's stupid. Alright. Future Steve's got some crap to do. Today's Steve is putting him back down. Damn it. Oh, and these hands are going to be molded at the same time as the other guy. And the plan is to put an armature wire inside these hands so that the fingers can be bent and posed a little bit, which I've seen somebody do, but we'll see if my idea works too. I'm gonna have to get that mold made this weekend maybe. We'll see. The other art dolls all have polymer clay hands, but these are going to be made in silicone. We'll see. Maybe I should make a different set of hands for this guy too. I don't know. Here's my, I don't know if I mentioned these to you, Rich. These are my, let me put his head up a little bit. See if I find my glove. They're just little puppets that I'm going to use at the Ren Fair. I'll probably take it to Dragon Con too, but let's see. I think this one I hold this way. There's another, oh, that other magnet fell out. Gotta fix it. So anyway, but I got a little mech in there so I can walk around with the guy and he can fall down, go up, look around, hide back down. This was my beta test build. Oh no, there's magnets there. This is the second build. Let's see if I can. Magnets falling down. This guy is meant to be held in your other hand, but I think this is the one where the magnet fell out. It's not in solid. But, so again. Those two fake fingers get held in place. And then I walk around the Ren Fair with him doing this. What? Ooh, me? You looking? Ooh, what? Yes, I was, what was I? I was calling them mug gnomes. And I did do, I'm going to do another experiment because I put too much colorant in. But I was trying to do on top of their heads. Let's put that back down. On top of their heads, I was trying to put like a faux beer foam. First attempt did not work, but I bought these little micro bubbles, and I mixed it into the silicone. But since the silicone was so dark, you couldn't see the little micro bubbles. So I'll try it again. I thought I'd make it look like they had beer foam on top of their head. I still might do that. That's not necessary, but it's another one of those silly ideas. All right. I don't know what else I got. I think I might be done for the night now, Rich. I'm not really wanted to get this head done, and I think he's done. And I did the bat wing eye familiar earlier. You can't see him back on the shelf. This is a silicone version, but it's too heavy to sit on a shoulder. So I'm making a foam clay version. There's a little foam clay guy. and his wings are in mold. I'm gonna see how that turns out. Uh, all right, I think I'm gonna go. I do want to do this guy sometime or another, but what time is it here? Yeah, 9. It's about time I shut down. So thanks for logging in and uh, chatting, Rich. It's good to chat with you. Go have dinner. Or are you already eating? Oh, hi, James. Yes, I'm just getting ready to head off. You could watch the recording. I do a little foam clay work. This leaf is from a foam clay mold. These are the kind of leaves I use to make the wings on my mummified fairies. And I use the foam clay to make this little guy who has wings that will look like these wings, but they'll be made out of foam clay. So this weekend I'll probably take the wings out of the mold when I get home from work tomorrow. That'll be 48 hours in the mold, and that'll be enough. Um, then I'll do a little test way of attaching them to the head that I just showed you, and we'll see how it goes. Normally, I've made 2 or 3 with the foam clay, and normally I think I usually make the wing, let the wing fully cure, then I sculpt the body, and I put the wings onto that body as it's drying, as the foam clay is drying. But have a good night, Rich. Also, thanks for actually clicking and leaving a message, James. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know if any of my videos are that entertaining, but I appreciate people logging on in. I think the next one I might make lots of noise and finish this guy. I had all this weird texturing on here. Was my first round of doing bark textures on this. And as I resculpted, I need to redo some of these bark textures. And since this is Sculpey hard, like right now, if I put this in my fingers and squeeze, barely leave a dent, I got to warm it up with a heat gun and then use some of my bark molds. Then once I do a base bark mold, I'll go back through with some sculpting tools and I'll create some better highlights and stuff like that. With a guy like this, it's a little harder to do because he's tiny. I'm used to working and doing like bark molds on big things. So he's the first time I've really tried to do a bark texture on something small. And we'll see how he turns out. He doesn't have a tail because he's going to have a wire inserted, and he's going to have a poofy tail made with green fabric. I don't know if I have any of that. Oh, I do. No, it's too big, and it's buried under stuff. Let's see. Yeah, it is. Oh, it is a huge chunk of fabric, but I'm going to use this type of fabric to make a fluffy tail that'll be coming out of the back of him. Beesh. Didn't realize how much was there. All right. Again, I'm going to go. Good night, Rich. Have a good night, James. Appreciate both of you guys checking in and giving me a watch and chit-chatting. Next, yeah, I think I'll work on him. Oh, I know. I do need to make a face. I need to, you know how I mentioned baby face? I have a, where's the leaf pocket? I have a little leaf pocket that I sewed together with foam clay. I don't see it around here anywhere though. I'll have to find it. But so the foam, the leaf pocket was going to be something that a little baby Faye would be inside of. And I did this face at one point, and it's too big. I need to make something smaller. So now that I have that pocket made, if I find it, um, I can use that to judge how big of a face I actually need to make. But we'll see. All right, I'm going to go. Let me hit a button on my gizmo and put up my logo, and then I'll be out of here. Thanks again. Have a good night. I'm going to go make something to eat and go to bed, which the doctors don't recommend. All right, good night. Thanks for watching. Oh, don't forget, subscribe. Wait, I don't know where that subscribe by button is. It's down there at the bottom somewhere. And I do have my Ko-Fi. If anybody ever wants to buy a coffee or a tea or Dr. Pepper. Oh, wait, that's a brand. A soda. A Pepsi. Nope, that's a brand. Pop. I'm going to stop. I got verbal diarrhea going on. I'm probably tired. Good night, all.